Well, this is it. Well, a couple things have changed from my last video. I didn't record any of that stuff. Kind of didn't keep track of it. Number one, that dent on the side here. This guy right here. When I bought this thing, had a big old dent in there. I guess that was kind of one of the deals where whoever owned it before, they didn't want nothing to do with it. It was just too much work. And it had issues in the engine, running wise, mechanically. I mean, but it was just mainly just service. It just needed a good tune-up. Serviced everything. Kind of went through everything in the motor, and did brought it back to life. So kind of give you guys an idea, kind of what's going on in here. I found this cabinet right here online. I took the measurements of it. I already had that tank on the bottom, and I saw that it was gonna work. So what I had to do is I had to cut the cabinet down. I took about 6 inches off the legs on the bottom, kind of reworked the bottom of that, and then reinforced where the tank was gonna go, slid that in there, and all my plumbing's gonna be back in here, and pipe that back into the outlets over there. Okay, so there's that. And then on the bed itself, I kind of framed it up about 4 more inches to give me my height, and I was gonna use these just as a rough, but I figured, you know what, I'm gonna leave them in there. It ain't gonna hurt to just have extra support. And I'm gonna build some rails, that way I can mount these down to the bottom, bolt it down good, reinforce it. And then the engine, I mean not the engine, but the motor itself, everything works, but the gears kind of went out on me. So I took this thing apart, I figured out how it worked, and I says, you know what, I'm gonna still use it. Sorry about the blankets. My little Rambo guy over here, he keeps thinking it's done and watches TV in here. So anyway, this thing here just pulls right out, and now you have the bed. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a mattress on top of there. Memory foam, help me out, a little more comfort. Wired those lights up there, LED. I mean, put 4 of them. I'm gonna put a few more. It's actually pretty bright in here, and it kind of worked out. And like I mentioned in my last video, I took the rear seat with the quick release that was back here, mounted it in the front. That way, if I'm on the road or I'm ever somewhere and I gotta work in the motor, or just kind of service it wherever I'm at, they're gonna both easy come apart. So there's that. And then kind of my floor's down, just kind of, that's where it's at. Let me bring you back over here to this guy right here. So like I said, it's gonna be for 2 batteries. That way I have let me take this apart. This thing just comes up, boom, boom. Okay, so this thing right here, I'm gonna have 2 batteries for my solar system. I'm gonna pipe everything in. This is where the old rear heating system and AC used to be, which I'm not gonna need, because I'm gonna go ahead and put one of those heater buddies or whatever they're called, pipe that in here. This is kind of my temporary setup for my battery. Like I said, everything's gonna change. Nothing is what it is. It's just a rough estimate. So that's one thing that changed. And then the other thing that I did was I took the old skirts out. Kind of take that, no offense to anybody, but the modern retired older guy look off, and kind of raised it up a little bit. Put a little lift on this thing. Leveling kit, brought it up. Got these beefier tires on there, and I still need a little bit more clearance, so I'm kind of reworked the suspension a little bit. I got everything, but I went with this route. And then up there, I just finished doing that. That's gonna be part of my rack for where my solar system is gonna be mounted, the panels itself. So that's one of them. I still gotta make another one. I figure I'll make the other one once I get my solar panels, and that way I could fit it right up, because I don't want to keep drilling holes in that thing. So that one's where it needs to be. Then I have that storage compartment up there. I'm gonna build something to get that off of there, mount it, a little more stable. And yeah, let me kind of, then over here is where I have my power outlet. Okay, that goes in there. And then in here, I'm gonna have a compressor hooked up on the inside. This is where I refill my tank, so I gotta pipe that in there, you know. So what I did there with the power is I ran it to this receptacle over here, and I mean it's just an easy cord. You know, a little more easier. All this is powering is the receptacles that are for the TVs, and then I have a couple plugs inside those cabinets on the sides of the TV for the DVD player and all that good stuff. And if I need power for something, and all I gotta do is, let's say I pull up to an RV area or somewhere, I want to run it off a generator, I'll just plug into this, because that just hooks up on the outside. And if I want to go off my batteries, I just take this, plug it into there, turn that on, and then boom, you know, off the solar. Like I said, this is my little project. This has become my baby. So, you know, just kind of want to give you guys an idea of what I got going on, and, you know, keep you posted on what I'm doing to this thing. So, all right. Peace.